The Serenity, flagship of the Galactic Concordat's exploration fleet, emerged from hyperspace at the edge of Sol's system. Admiral Vexterra stood on the bridge, her crystalline form refracting the starlight as she studied the data streams flowing through the ship's neural network. This uncharted system had shown unusual energy signatures, prompting their investigation. "Fascinating," she murmured, her melodic voice carrying across the bridge. "The third planet shows signs of civilization, but their energy patterns are peculiar." Her second-in-command, Commander Zill, moved to join her at the main viewport. "Peculiar how, Admiral?" "They're still primarily using fossil fuels and primitive fission reactors, yet there are sporadic bursts of incredibly advanced energy signatures we can't quite classify. It's as if they're deliberately masking their true capabilities." The Concordat prided itself on peaceful first contact missions. Over 3 centuries, they had welcomed dozens of species into their Federation of Worlds. Their standard protocol was simple: approach peaceful civilizations showing promising development, offer guidance and technology, and eventually extend membership. But something about this planet set Vexterra's crystalline sensors humming with unease. "Launch the preliminary scan drones," she ordered. "Standard approach vector, passive sensors only." The sleek, silver drones detached from the Serenity's hull, stretching their quantum sensors as they accelerated toward the blue-green world ahead. They had barely crossed the orbit of the 4th planet when the first alarm sounded. "Admiral." Zill's voice carried an edge of panic. "Multiple weapons platforms detected. They were completely masked until..." The rest of his warning was lost as 3 of the drones simply disappeared, their quantum signatures vanishing from existence. The 4th drone managed to transmit a burst of data before it too winked out. Vexterra's crystalline form pulsed with shock as she processed the data. The humans had somehow developed weapons that could track and intercept objects moving at near-relativistic speeds. More importantly, they had managed to keep these capabilities hidden from even the Concordat's most sophisticated detection systems. "Full stop," she commanded. "Power down all offensive systems and raise shields to maximum. Communications, prepare a first contact package. It seems we greatly underestimated this species." On Earth, in the hidden command center beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Sarah Chen allowed herself a small smile as she watched the alien vessel's reaction. The quantum defense grid had performed exactly as designed. Its network of advanced railgun platforms capable of tracking and engaging targets even in hyperspace. "Status report," she ordered, her voice calm despite the historical significance of the moment. "The alien vessel has powered down weapons and appears to be preparing for communication," responded Colonel Martinez, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "Their shield technology is impressive, but our analysis confirms the QDG could penetrate it if necessary." Chen nodded, studying the massive hologram displaying the solar system. Hundreds of defense platforms orbited in carefully calculated patterns, most of them invisible to even the most advanced sensors. It had taken humanity decades of secret development to create this protection grid, combining breakthrough technologies in quantum mechanics, artificial intelligence, and material science. "Let's see what they have to say," she said, straightening her uniform. "But maintain targeting solutions. First contact is always a delicate dance." The alien transmission arrived on all frequencies, automatically translated by Earth's AI systems. "Greetings, people of Earth. We are representatives of the Galactic Concordat, a peaceful federation of spacefaring civilizations. We apologize if our probe drones caused alarm. We seek only peaceful contact and cultural exchange." Chen exchanged glances with Dr. Emily Wong, Earth's leading xenoanthropologist. Wong nodded slightly. The message followed standard peaceful first contact protocols they had theorized might exist among advanced civilizations. "Shall we show them our full hand?" Chen asked, though she already knew the answer. The UN Security Council had spent years planning for this moment. "Not yet," Wong replied. Let them wonder a bit longer. Sometimes the uncertainty of a situation provides better leverage than clear knowledge. Chen turned back to the communications array. Concordat vessel, this is Earth's Central Command. We acknowledge your peaceful intentions. However, we must insist that you maintain your current position while we establish proper diplomatic protocols. Any attempt to move closer to Earth will be considered a hostile action. Back on the Serenity, Admiral Vexterra's crystalline form pulsed with a mix of curiosity and concern. The humans were simultaneously showing remarkable technological capability and careful diplomatic restraint. Most emerging civilizations either panicked at first contact or responded with immediate aggression. This measured response suggested a species far more sophisticated than their energy signatures had initially indicated. Your terms are acceptable, she transmitted back. We await your diplomatic initiatives with great interest. As both sides settled in for their first formal interaction, neither fully realized they were setting in motion events that would reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. Humanity's carefully hidden capabilities were about to change everything. And the railguns were just the beginning. In the days following first contact, Earth's hidden technological capabilities became the subject of intense speculation throughout the Concordat fleet. Admiral Vexterra found herself reviewing the initial sensor data for the 100th time, her crystalline form casting prismatic patterns across her private quarters aboard the Serenity. The humans' railgun technology defied conventional understanding. Somehow, they had managed to create weapons that could track and engage targets through hyperspace, something that should have been theoretically impossible. More intriguing still were the energy signatures emanating from Earth's polar regions, suggesting capabilities far beyond what their visible infrastructure should allow. Commander Zyle, she called through the ship's neural network, prepare a detailed analysis of all defensive installations we've detected. I want to understand exactly what we're dealing with. On Earth, the revelation of humanity's true technological status was proceeding according to a carefully choreographed plan. General Chen sat in a conference room deep within the Quantum Defense Command, facing a wall of holographic displays showing delegations from every major world power. The time has come, she announced, her voice steady. The Security Council has authorized Phase 2 of the Disclosure Protocol. Dr. Wong, seated beside her, pulled up a series of classified files. Our guests have been probing our defenses, trying to understand our capabilities. I suggest we give them something new to think about. At her command, a series of massive hangar doors began opening on the dark side of the moon. The Concordat sensors immediately detected the movement, and aboard the Serenity, alarms began blaring. Admiral, Zittle's voice carried clear alarm. Multiple large structures detected emerging from the lunar surface. Energy signatures are unprecedented. Vexterra rushed to the bridge, arriving in time to witness the unveiling of humanity's greatest secret. A fleet of sleek vessels, each larger than her flagship, rose from hidden lunar bases. Their design was unlike anything in Concordat records, combining sharp angles with organic curves in a way that suggested both aesthetic beauty and lethal purpose. By the first light, she whispered, her crystalline form vibrating with awe. They've had a space fleet all along. The human vessels took up formation around the moon, their engines barely registering on Concordat sensors despite their obvious power. Then came the transmission they have been waiting for. Concordat vessel Serenity. General Chen's voice was clear and confident. We believe it's time for a more comprehensive discussion of Earth's place in the galaxy. We would be honored to host a diplomatic delegation aboard the EDF Prometheus, our fleet flagship. The invitation was both a courtesy and a demonstration of power. The Earth Defense Force ships made no aggressive moves, but their mere presence changed the entire dynamic of the first contact situation. Commander Zill conducted a rapid sensor sweep of the human vessels. Admiral, their technology. It's not just advanced, it's different. They've developed along an entirely separate technological path than the Concordat. Some of these principles I can't even begin to understand. Vexterra felt her crystalline matrix pulse with excitement. This was why she had joined the exploration fleet, to discover truly new things. "Prepare my shuttle," she ordered, "and inform the Concordat High Council. They need to know that we haven't just found another emerging civilization. We've discovered a potential peer power that has developed in complete isolation." As the diplomatic shuttle departed the Serenity, Dr. Wong stood in the Prometheus's observation deck, watching the approaching alien craft. "They still don't understand the half of it," she mused to General Chen. Chen nodded, thinking of the other technologies still hidden away in secret facilities around the solar system. The railguns and the fleet were impressive, but they were just the visible tip of humanity's technological arsenal. The quantum communication network, the dark energy reactors, the consciousness transfer systems, those would come later, each revelation carefully timed to maximize Earth's position in the coming negotiations. "Remember," Chen said, "our goal isn't just to demonstrate strength. It's to establish Earth as a unique and valuable addition to the galactic community. Our isolation forced us to develop technologies in ways no other civilization considered. That's our true advantage." The alien shuttle was drawing closer now, its crystalline structure glinting in the sunlight. Aboard the Prometheus, final preparations were being made for a revelation that would reshape the galaxy's understanding of humanity's potential. In the decades of isolation, watching distant stars and preparing for this moment, humanity had created something unprecedented. A technological base that approached similar problems from completely different angles than the rest of galactic civilization. The railguns were just the beginning, a hint at the innovations that isolation and determination had produced. As Vexterra's shuttle entered the Prometheus's landing bay, she had no way of knowing that this meeting would be remembered as the moment when humanity truly emerged onto the galactic stage, not as supplicants seeking admission to the cosmic community, but as equals bringing new ideas to an ancient civilization. The news of Earth's technological capability spread through the galaxy like a shockwave. In the Grand Assembly Hall of the Concordat Central Station, representatives from 1,000 worlds gathered to debate the implications. The massive space station's crystalline architecture amplified every word, turning private concerns into public discourse. Admiral Vexterra stood before the assembly, her report on Earth sending ripples of unease through the gathered delegates. "Their technological development has followed a completely unique path," she explained, her form shifting colors with emphasis. "The humans have achieved capabilities we thought impossible, simply because they never knew these things were supposed to be impossible." In the observation gallery, the first human delegation to visit Concordat space watched the proceedings with careful attention. Dr. Wong studied the alien representatives, noting their reactions. Some showed clear signs of fear, others curiosity, and a concerning number displayed what she recognized as opportunistic interest. "They're afraid of us," she whispered to General Chen. "But they also want our technology." Chen nodded slightly. Fear and desire, the perfect combination for political leverage. The Concordat Assembly's debate was interrupted by the arrival of new delegates. The massive doors swung open to admit representatives of the hegemony, the Concordat's longtime rivals in galactic politics. Their biomechanical forms clicked and whirred as they approached the central podium. "The hegemony cannot stand idle while the Concordat monopolizes contact with this new power," announced their lead representative, its voice a carefully modulated blend of organic and synthetic tones. "We propose open diplomatic relations with Earth, free from Concordat interference." The assembly erupted in chaos. The ancient rivalry between the Concordat and the hegemony had shaped galactic politics for millennia. Now, humanity's emergence threatened to upset that careful balance. Back on Earth, the quantum defense grid detected a new wave of vessels entering the solar system. These ships belonged to neither the Concordat nor the hegemony. They were independent traders, diplomats, and observers from dozens of civilizations, all drawn by the rumors of humanity's unique technology. In the lunar shipyards, now revealed to the galaxy, human engineers worked alongside the first wave of alien technical advisors. The exchange of knowledge was carefully controlled. Earth shared enough to demonstrate their capabilities, but kept the core principles of their most advanced technology secret. Their propulsion technology is remarkable, noted a Concordat engineer, its crystalline appendages gesturing at a human vessel under construction. But these railgun systems, they're revolutionary. The applications go far beyond weapons. Dr. James Chen, the general's brother and Earth's leading quantum physicist, smiled politely. The aliens still didn't understand that the railguns were obsolete technology compared to what humanity had developed in secret. The quantum tunneling projectors and dark energy manipulators remained hidden, awaiting the right moment for revelation. In her office beneath Mount Cheyenne, General Chen received a priority transmission from Earth's Quantum Intelligence Network. The A's analysis was clear. Multiple factions were maneuvering to gain advantage from humanity's emergence. The hegemony was mobilizing fleets under the guise of defensive preparations. The Concordat was rushing to formalize alliance proposals. Smaller powers were forming blocs, either to court Earth's favor or to prepare for potential conflict. "We need to accelerate our plans," she announced to her staff. "Prepare for Phase 3 implementation. It's time to show them something that will change the game entirely." Dr. Wong looked up from her xenopolitical analysis. "Are you sure? The quantum fold generator isn't fully tested." "It doesn't need to be," Chen replied. "Just the demonstration that we have the technology will be enough to reshape the diplomatic landscape." As if to underscore the urgency of their situation, new alerts flashed across the command center's displays. The quantum sensors detected unusual activity in the Oort cloud. Someone was trying to sneak closer to Earth through the system's outer reaches. In the Concordat assembly, Admiral Vexterra received the update from her fleet sensors. Her crystalline form pulsed with concern as she recognized the energy signatures. "Hegemony stealth ships," she whispered to her aide. "They're not waiting for diplomatic solutions." The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine not just Earth's place in the galaxy, but the future of galactic civilization itself. Humanity's isolation was over, but their greatest challenge was just beginning. The next moves in this cosmic game would require all of their ingenuity, technology, and courage. The hegemony stealth ships made their move during Earth's lunar eclipse, thinking the shadow would provide additional cover. They didn't realize that darkness made no difference to the quantum defense grid sensors. In the command center, General Chen watched their approach with calculated calm. "They're testing our detection capabilities," she observed, studying the holographic display. "Let them think they're succeeding." The hegemony vessels, sleek biological mechanical hybrids, crept closer to lunar orbit. Their stealth systems were the most advanced in known space, making them virtually invisible to conventional sensors. But humanity's quantum detection network saw them as clearly as stars in a night sky. Dr. Wong stood beside Chen, analyzing the aliens' approach pattern. "They're positioning themselves for a technological raid," she concluded. "Classic hegemony tactics. Grab what they can and retreat before anyone can respond." "Not this time," Chen smiled. "Initiate Protocol Omega." Across the solar system, hidden quantum fold generators activated. Space itself began to warp and twist in precise, controlled patterns. The hegemony ships suddenly found themselves unable to maneuver, caught in a gravitational web they couldn't detect or understand. Admiral Vexterra, observing from the Concordat flagship, felt her crystalline form vibrate with shock. "Impossible," she whispered. "They're manipulating space-time itself at a quantum level." The trapped hegemony vessels finally revealed themselves, their stealth systems dropping as they attempted to break free. Their biomechanical forms pulsed with emergency signals, calling for help that wouldn't arrive in time. "This is Earth Defense Command to hegemony vessels." General Chen's voice carried across all frequencies. "Your unauthorized incursion into Sol system has been detected and contained. We are now demonstrating a fraction of our defensive capabilities. Pay attention." At her command, a single quantum fold generator activated at full power. A sphere of distorted space appeared around one of the hegemony ships. When it dissipated seconds later, the vessel had been turned inside out, its advanced technology laid bare for all to see but otherwise completely intact. The crew was unharmed but thoroughly shaken. In the Concordat assembly, watching through quantum-entangled feeds, the demonstration caused pandemonium. No known civilization had mastered spatial manipulation at this level. The political implications were staggering. The hegemony leadership, their infiltration plan exposed and countered, faced a critical decision. Their biomechanical council convened an emergency session, synthetic neurons processing scenarios at lightning speed. Back on Earth, Dr. James Chen's quantum physics team monitored the Fold generator's performance. The technology worked perfectly, he reported to his sister. But it's also revealed our hand earlier than planned. General Chen nodded. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a piece to control the board. The hegemony's infiltration attempt forced us to demonstrate the quantum fold technology, but that demonstration has changed the game completely. The ripples spread quickly through galactic society. The Concordat's diplomatic corps worked overtime, drafting new alliance proposals. The hegemony's military command reassessed their strategic positions. Smaller powers began reaching out to Earth directly, seeking protection or technology sharing agreements. Admiral Vextara, watching the situation unfold, made a decision that would change her career. She requested permanent assignment as the Concordat's ambassador to Earth. These humans, she reported to her superiors, will either be the greatest allies or the most dangerous adversaries our civilization has ever encountered. We need to understand them better. But even as the diplomatic machinery spun up to full speed, Earth's quantum sensors detected new threats approaching. The hegemony, embarrassed and angry, was mobilizing its main battle fleets. The Concordat, sensing opportunity, was moving forces to protect Earth. Dozens of smaller powers were dispatching ships, either to watch or participate in what was coming. In her office, General Chen reviewed the tactical projections with her staff. The quantum fold generators had been a dramatic reveal, but they were just one of humanity's hidden technologies. As multiple alien fleets approached Sol's system, she knew it was time to demonstrate why humanity's unique path of technological development made them so formidable. Begin evacuating all non-essential personnel from Luna and Mars, she ordered. Activate the stellar defense grid. And send word to Dr. Wang. I need updated diplomatic scenarios for every possible outcome. The next 48 hours would determine humanity's place in the galaxy. Earth had revealed one of its technological advantages, but how they handled the coming crisis would shape interstellar relations for centuries to come. The hegemony's main battle fleet emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Kuiper Belt, their biomechanical ships forming an attack pattern that had conquered 1,000 worlds. Behind them, Concordat forces arrived in a defensive formation, their crystalline vessels refracting sunlight across the void. Dozens of smaller faction ships filled the gaps between, turning the outer solar system into an unprecedented gathering of alien armadas. In the Earth Defense Command Center, General Chen watched the tactical display with steady eyes. All civilians evacuated from Luna and Mars. Completed an hour ago, Dr. Wang confirmed. Though I'm still not sure what you're planning. Something they'll never expect. Chen smiled. Initiate the Lazarus Protocol. Throughout the solar system, hidden quantum receivers activated. The seemingly empty space around Earth began to shimmer as thousands of automated defense platforms phased into normal space. They had always been there, existing out of phase with normal matter, waiting for this moment. Admiral Vextara, watching from her flagship, felt her crystalline matrix pulse with shock. They'd weaponized quantum superposition. She broadcast to the Concordat fleet. Every point in space around Earth exists in multiple states simultaneously. The hegemony fleet, committed to their attack, launched their first wave. Biomechanical fighters streaked toward the inner system, their organic computers calculating paths through the defense grid. They never had a chance. The quantum platforms shifted phase states rapidly, appearing and disappearing faster than any targeting system could track. Advanced railguns, now revealed as merely the outer layer of Earth's defenses, combined with quantum phase beams to slice through the hegemony's first wave. Remarkable, Dr. James Chen observed from his quantum physics lab. They still think this is a conventional battle. General Chen nodded. Time for Phase 2. Activate the stellar manipulators. The sun flickered briefly as massive energy collectors, hidden in quantum superposition near its surface, came online. Solar energy, collected and processed through technology no other civilization had conceived, poured into Earth's defense grid. The effect was immediate and devastating. Quantum phase shifts propagated through space at faster-than-light speeds, temporarily shifting portions of the hegemony fleet into alternate dimensions. Ships blinked in and out of existence, their crews experiencing temporal distortions that made coordinated action impossible. "This is Earth Defense Command." General Chen's voice carried across all frequencies. "What you're witnessing is one small application of our quantum phase technology. We developed it in isolation, finding solutions that your civilizations never considered because you had access to easier paths. We can shift any point in space between dimensional states, manipulate solar energy at its quantum level, and defend our system in ways you cannot counter." In the Concordat fleet, Admiral Vexterra made a decision that would reshape galactic politics. "All Concordat vessels, stand down," she ordered. "We are withdrawing to a diplomatic distance. Earth has demonstrated not just advanced technology, but entirely new principles of physics. They are not a civilization to be conquered or controlled, but one to be allied with." The hegemony leadership, their biomechanical minds processing the impossible data before them, reached a similar conclusion. Their fleet, still partially phasing between dimensions, began a ragged retreat. In the following days, as the crisis subsided, Earth's position in galactic politics underwent a fundamental shift. The quantum phase technology, just one of humanity's unique developments, had demonstrated that isolation had led them down technological paths no other civilization had explored. "We don't want dominion," General Chen explained to the gathered alien delegations in the first post-crisis conference. "We want cooperation. Earth's isolation forced us to solve problems differently than your civilizations. Together, combining our different approaches, we can push the boundaries of what's possible." Dr. Wang, watching the diplomatic proceedings, smiled as she saw understanding dawn in the alien representatives. Earth wasn't just another emerging civilization to be guided or controlled. They were bringing entirely new perspectives to technologies that other species had taken for granted. Admiral Vexterra, now officially appointed as the Concordat's ambassador to Earth, summarized it best in her report to her superiors. "The humans' greatest strength isn't their quantum phase technology, their railguns, or even their stellar manipulators. It's their ability to look at problems from completely different angles, to find solutions where we saw no paths forward. They don't just have new technology. They have new ways of thinking." 1 year after the crisis, Earth had become a central hub of galactic science and diplomacy. Human quantum physics labs worked alongside Concordat crystal engineers and hegemony biomechanical experts, each learning from the other's unique perspectives. The isolated civilization that had developed railguns had become the catalyst for a new era of galactic cooperation and discovery. In her office beneath Mount Cheyenne, General Chen looked out at the newly constructed quantum transportation hub, watching ships from across the galaxy arrive using principles that humanity had discovered in their isolation. "We did it," she said softly. "We found our place in the galaxy not by following their path, but by making our own. And this is just the beginning," Dr. Wang added. "Imagine what we'll discover now that we can combine our different approaches to understanding the universe." Above them, Earth's quantum defense grid hummed quietly, a reminder that humanity's unique path of development had earned them not just survival, but a central role in shaping the galaxy's future.